The most likely scenario is that this Fujifilm X-T30 II came about as a result of chip shortages, supply chain difficulties, demand irregularities, maybe, you know, pandemic stuff. And yeah, while many of us basically dreamed of a full upgrade, it is what it is. And it's been with us for a couple of months now. So what's the crack with this Fujifilm X-T30 II? Is it worth it? Let's take a little look. Now, I don't have the retail packaging with me, but just to let you know, you do get a printed instruction manual. You get a battery, you get a USB-C cable for charging, no power brick or anything like that. You get an official, I think we're on 4, Fujifilm strap, and of course, the X-T30 II body. I believe it's black and silver only. The T30, there is a graphite one out there, which is actually pretty cool looking. Now, the only way to ID this body from the Mark I is by looking at the bottom on the battery door. That is literally it. The only real hardware change is this new 1.62 million dot LCD screen, which compares to the previous model with the 1.04 million dot panel. What's the point? Well, anyway, basically that improves image playback a little bit, especially when you're zooming in to check details when you're, out and about reviewing a shot. It is what it is. Cool. Now, because of the new screen, this body is 5 grams lighter, strangely, and that's about it on the hardware side. But there are a number of software changes to talk about, and yes, it's been all over the internet, but Fujifilm have stated no, they couldn't have been added to the T30 via firmware. So yeah, looking into the menus then, the first thing that stands out for me is that film simulations have been improved. We've now got classic neg and eternal bleach bypass. Not necessarily film simulations I've fallen in love with yet, but they're there, that's cool. On the top, that auto switch, which I've almost never bothered with, well, that function has been updated. The image quality has been improved compared to the previous model, so that's cool for what it's worth. Back into the menus, we've now got a color chrome blue effect. We've also got an AF range limiter, a clarity setting, drive mode bracketing, now includes HDR mode 800% plus, drive mode multiple exposure, 9 frames, additive, average, bright, and dark. So yeah, pretty cool, I guess. Bit more interesting for me, movie mode now has longer recording times, and while it's yet to be seen to be any good, full HD, 1080p, 240 frames per second, high-speed video mode. I think you're going to need a lot of light to get the quality up on that one. Now, more useful for me, the T32 can focus down to -7 EV, whereas the T30 was -3 EV. Also, this newer body uses the very latest autofocus algorithm, so basically better autofocus, full stop, always handy. You do get an increased memory buffer, which in the real world 30 frames per second JPEG shooting is a slightly better experience. But if you're using 3 frames per second, you can now shoot until you run out of memory on your card. The camera is not going to limit you. Now, while I welcome progress, I'm not really sure I need most of these upgrades per se. Maybe the longer video recordings, as we said. The improved autofocus sensitivity is always going to be a good one, but I'm not so interested in the effects, HDR, multiple exposure, even the buffer improvements. But many of you may well want this, especially if you're coming from a T10 or a T20. I think this is a great little upgrade. But let us know in the comments below if any of these updates are game changers for you. I mean, there's something for everybody in the camera world these days. So even if you don't like certain things, that's cool. There's something else for you. Is it worth it then? Well, at retail, it costs £769 compared to the £849 that the T30 went for. Lately, though, I've seen the T30 go for under £600, and that's an absolute bargain. If you don't need the Mark II, it's still a very usable camera. If you're already using the T30, then I'm not sure you'll be getting a full upgrade anytime soon. But for me, this is a classic camera, a real nice fit and feel for me. So it would be a big shame if we don't see a T40, even if we have to wait till at least, say, 2023, as it's looking like at the bare minimum. As we said before, if you're coming from a T10 or a T20, or you just want a small backup or a prosumer mini body to travel with, this is well worth it. Now, having owned and used the T10, 20 and 30 extensively, I'm pretty sure that this Mark II will be super fun for years to come. And then if it means waiting a year or two more to get a T40, but please, with IBIS, then sure, I'll wait. Yeah, the S10 is a very capable camera, and the IBIS that it has makes life much easier for me traveling about, but there's just something special about this small T range that I'd love to see carry on for a little while longer. Am I crazy? Let us know what you think in the comments below about the camera, not about me being crazy. Take it easy, and I'll see you very soon.